to testify against you or on your behalf? We used to do everything together. We played the park, lie in the stars, swim in the pool, ride bikes with our friends. We enjoyed the same movies. We even loved the same types of food. It was a perfect relationship. We were one and the same until death do us part. Then slowly, things began to change. And I understand that things rarely stay constant. All right? And I consider myself to be pretty damn open to change, but the things that began to happen to me were entirely too much to adapt to. I should have left. But I stayed and hoped that things would just naturally correct themselves. I couldn't have been farther from the truth. I have been abused. I have been brutally abused in almost every way imaginable. Physically, mentally, emotionally. And the thing that I can't understand is how a person can move from tender kisses and warm embraces to hateful lashings and cold responses in such a short period of time. I was burned. Not just harmless red spots of irritation, burned like from an iron, no. Smoldering, black, flaking, dead skin. Necrosis. Wounds that I will ever have to suffer from for the rest of my existence. And the worst part was these acts, they weren't done out of a place of anger. No, there was some sort of an enjoying process to this, scorching me, smoke, produce some sort of a high. How convenient. The next, facing cruelty, was the poison. After being force-fed synthetic ingredients, I literally began to decay from the inside out. My muscles, my only source of physical power, began to wither away into nothing, like I was being eaten from within. Perhaps the grotesque and defenseless form that I was now taking on was appealing, but I highly doubt it. It did, however, add to the firepower of consistent verbal abuse that I was subjected to. I was continually told how disgusting and vile that I looked and how unworthy and minuscule that I am and how undeserving of anything positive or good that I was. I began to slip into a deep depression, and I was utterly miserable. During the entire time that I was being tortured, I was locked up. I was kept in a confined, dark space. Without barely any contact with the outside world. Restricted from ever playing at the park, swimming in the pool or riding bikes with my friends ever again. Not that I really even wanted to. And the pain from the oozing wounds and the madness caused by the ever-increasing weak spells were enough to hold me back. But at first I did, before the horrible side effects began to increase beyond measure, I wanted desperately to fight back and escape. I yearned just to be outside once more. Just to taste the freshness of the crisp air and feel it nourish and crush my skin. So I asked, nicely at first. And then, I pleaded in every way that I knew how, and then I demanded with every bit of might that I could conjure. And I begged. I gave up. What could I do? I quit. Do what you wish I could. At this point, I just wanted to shrivel up and die, but no, that would have been too easy. I was fed supplements to nourish me just enough so I could maintain that conscious grasp upon the torturous acts that were to come. This went on for years, leaving me less and less of a being with each passing day. And I couldn't even look at myself in a mirror. Every time I'd break immediately into tears due to the unbearable image that was reflected back. I was disgusting. I was vile. Why didn't anyone help me? Why didn't anyone care? Because no one cared. No. And any person that I did come in contact with would look at me as if my wounds were somewhat normal. Or maybe they were challenges that I had to overcome to prove myself to a better place. A test. And so I stand in front of you all today, pleading my case against the one person that I adored more than anyone or anything else in this entire world. And the saddest part is that even after what seemed to be an eternity of excruciating pain and deprecation, I still have love left. I guess my main intention here today is to educate. Set a precedent for all those who might feel that pull to change as well. I am your best friend. I am your most intimate lover and your wisest guide. And I am the only vehicle that this physical life can be experienced through. I am the body, but I can leave. And I'm done with this relationship.